All right, next we have UCLA, another team whose win total is set at 8.5. Chip Kelly, their head coach, and this is kind of crazy. I looked this up. Chip Kelly is the third longest tenured coach in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Been a lot of
Well,
changeover in the recent years. Anyway, 9-4 a year ago, had a good season with DTR in his, was it fifth year as their quarterback, something like that. Like he was their Chip Kelly's entire tenure. He was their quarterback. Things are going to look a little different this year. I think they could be better. I know you lose DTR, and he was the longtime quarterback, but you have Dante Moore, who might end up being the best quarterback in his freshman class in the entire country. You have Ethan Garbers. Colin Schlee came in as a transfer. I think one of those guys is going to give them really good quarterback play, and I think by the end of the year, it's probably Dante Moore, and he's probably really good. Like, I really think he's going to be solid. Yeah, UCLA, they kind of feel almost like a I've used this phrase before, and I kind of hate it, but it sort of makes sense with some teams. They're almost personnel independent because they have Chip Kelly, they have the system. They don't recruit the way you would like them to, but then they recruit the portal pretty well, and Chip Kelly just figures things out. They're usually good on the lines under him, which some people miss just
right.
because it's UCLA, but like
Right.
that Chip Kelly team, they play good line football, like both sides of the ball typically. What are your thoughts on this UCLA team?
No, I agree. The offensive line is always underrated for UCLA. Like that
Yes.
little zone running scheme is more powerful than people give it credit for, and they can push around teams that are bigger than them. So, no, I think losing DTR, like say what you want about him, the guy had a lot of experience there and was really good in the system. I think they take a step back there just because I think Kelly's system can be a little complex early on. And I think it's just, it is so different. Like it is different than what like a lot of teams use run. Dante Moore, like we're kind of expecting him to pop off, right? As the true freshman, the 5-star coming in. Yeah. You mentioned Colin Schlee as well. The schedule is actually easy for UCLA.
Mhm.
I mean, it's comparative, but they avoid Oregon, which is nice. They avoid Washington,
Yes.
which is nice.
Mhm.
Like they don't have to play either of those two teams. They go to Utah, to Oregon State, and to UCLA. Say that all three of those are losses. Let's just say they lose all three. That's 9-3. They're still hitting their over.
Mhm. I agree with you. I just looking at their schedule.
I think they drop one more though. Like I'm gonna take the under. I think next year will be a better year for UCLA. I like them a lot. I think they drop one more game on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go under. I'll go under.
I could absolutely see them losing another game. I could also see them beating one of those teams you mentioned, your USC, your Utah, your
True.
Oregon State.
Sure.
I don't know. I just like this team. I like what they did at quarterback in the offseason. I like Chip Kelly. I like their lines. I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm going to take over on. I just took over on UCLA and under on Utah, and they're both at 8.5, and that just feels wrong. But here we are.
The schedule is so like look at the non-con for UCLA. It's so much easier than Florida and at Baylor. Like that's not even the same thing.
Absolutely.